So you want to buy a house, but you're stuck for a deposit. Maybe it's that house to buy and rent out. Maybe it's that home to live in, or maybe you're just trying to get another chunk of change together for whatever other reason that might be. If that's the case, then you're in the right place. So make sure you stick around to the end, because I'll share a tip which is going to make it over 40% more likely for you to hit that goal. Because after all, with an investment property, with a home, the pain of regret is always going to outweigh the pain of discipline. And just as a little sidebar before I go into the video, yes, this t-shirt's not ironed, and yes, I do have a scratch down my face. That is because of the 6-month-old puppy behind me. So let's crack it. The first step, or the first tip, it is going to seem like a little bit of a cop-out, but it is goal setting. The main thing is you want to know what you're trying to achieve, when you want to achieve it by, and you want to set up the environment around you to help you achieve that. So in terms of goal setting, you want to make sure your targets are smart. So what I mean by smart is you want to make sure that they're specific. So obviously they're specific, because if they're too vague or if they're too open-ended, then it leaves more room for you not to obviously achieve them. They want to be measurable, so you can track their progress and exactly how you're working towards it. You want them to be achievable or attainable. You want it to be a realistic target that you're actually going to be able to achieve, because the last thing we want is a target that we know we're not going to and you give up or you give in. You want them to be relevant, so you obviously want them to help you towards that goal, and you want them to be time bound or timely, obviously meaning that you want to have certain milestones that you want to reach. You want a deadline, so you've got something you're working towards and you can constantly keep an eye on that and reassess that. The other aspect is setting up the environment around you to succeed. So as an example, if you're quite a busy person and you've got 4 different bank accounts or 4 different credit cards, or you've got loads of different credit commitments, loads of stuff that you're putting money towards, that's going to be hard for you to obviously work towards and manage. What you want to try and do is you want to simplify things, make it easier, whether that be closing down certain accounts if it is going to help you manage. Step 2, I want you to create a budget and optimize your finances. So create a budget, write out a list of every single expense that comes out each and every single month, how much they cost you each month, and just think about it. A good way of organising this would be the 50-30-20 rule. So what this says is, in terms of your after-tax pay, 50% of that goes onto your needs, so your utilities, your electric, gas, water, your food shopping, your car payment. 30% that should go on your wants, so going out shopping, on hobbies, things like that, and then 20% should go towards your savings. So as an example, if we took the average salary being about £30,000 in the UK, after tax that works out to about £2,000 a month. If you take 20% of that being £400, let's say you manage to save an extra £100 a month, but if you save £500 each month for a year, that's about £6,000. And then if you do that over 5 years, that's £30,000 that you've got towards your deposit. By creating a budget, you can also work the math backwards to figure out exactly how long it'll take you to reach that goal. So let's say if you can put away £400 a month and you're trying to reach a £30,000 goal. Obviously, if you take 30,000, divide that by 400, that will give you the number of months. Divide that by 12, that'll tell you it'll take 6.25 years to obviously achieve that £30,000 goal with that savings rate. Obviously from there, if that's not quite enough, then stick around for my next couple of tips and obviously we'll see where we can go from there. The next step is to automate your savings. So the moment you get paid, you have the money automatically come out and go into your savings. There's been countless studies done to say that people that save at the end of the month after their bills of expenses have come out, they're going to save less than someone who does this at the start of the month, because you're less likely to obviously spend money if there's less in there, and you're going to spend it a lot slower if the balance is lower. It's just natural human psychology. Other strategies being, if you have 2 bank accounts, let's say, you get paid into one where all your bills and expenses come out of, and then you transfer a little bit of a budget for your food and your leisure activities, and then the rest goes into savings. So you've got your money for your leisure and your activities, you've got your money for your direct debits, but then obviously all your money is saved. And make sure it's going into a high interest savings account. So there's a lot of bank accounts out there that offer minimal interest, and obviously the banks are benefiting from people not quite noticing. It's as simple as Googling high interest savings accounts and you'll see what's available on the market. But the main thing is having that discipline. So the money that you've saved, you should consider it as money you don't have anymore. It's saved, it's put away, you can't dip into it. If you need to, get rid of the card, get rid of the bank details so you can transfer money out of it. But do what you need to do in order to stay disciplined, keep on top of it. And now for step 4. So you've created your budget, you've streamlined your expenses, you know exactly what's coming out, you've automated your savings. Now what do you do? Of course, it's increase your income. This can be done in a variety of ways. Obviously the simple ones being working more hours, earning more commission, getting a second job, setting up a side hustle. Obviously there's a lot of skills you can learn online, and as simple as learning a new skill, you can set up a side hustle on Fiverr, just as an example, on Etsy. You can see in some of my older videos, I used to have a laser engraving sort of side hustle business, which I got rid of. You'll be able to see some of the stuff in the background of my older videos. Upskill yourself. There's a lot of ways to learn new skills, develop yourself for your job so you can earn more money. Obviously looking at promotion opportunities and really trying to get as much as you can out of work. You can even go on Glassdoor as an example. There's lots of websites where you can see what people in your position are earning at other companies and just making sure that you're being paid correctly. But obviously always prioritize your health and your happiness first, because the last thing you want is to obviously change job, you're not happy, you're going to earn less money at the end of the day. And now for step number 5, and what this refers to is the 2-3-5 plan. What that means is 2 main points that are going to allow you to achieve your target, 3 points that break down those 2 points, and then 5 points that make up the 3 points that make the 2 points. So let's just take you through an example, because that's all a bit messy. So your 2 main points might be to save regularly and to increase your income. Those 2 points you can then break down into a further 3 points. So as an example, for save regularly, you might say create a monthly budget. You might say automate your savings. You might say cut necessary expenses. On the other token, you could say for increasing your income, you can take on a side hustle, you can sell unused items, or you can ask for a promotion at work, ask for a raise at work, or you can potentially look at moving job. And all of these areas can be broken down even further into actionable steps. So in terms of saving regularly as an example, it's about tracking your expenses, every single bit of spending each and every single month. Categorize your needs and wants when you're doing your budget. Identify areas where you can obviously make cuts, setting a specific monthly target. And then to break down increasing your income further, you can identify skills that you can monetize. You can go onto platforms such as Fiverr, such as Etsy. You can set aside a certain amount of time each week towards side hustles. But what this allows you to do is break down big actions into small, manageable steps that will make it much more likely to help you achieve that. But now, you know exactly what needs to be done. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll hit the finish line. And I really doubt that once you get started on the journey, once you're on the property ladder, it's a journey that you'll regret making. If you want to learn more and you want to get started about this, this is the video for you to watch up next, as it will get you going. Thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.